Hey, Boris, how's it going?
Good,
Um,
yourself?
good, good. We were just talking to Shane about like how Daniel's confidence. I mean, I think it was always high, but I mean, he's making some throws right now where I'm like, all right, you got to be pretty locked in to even attempt to make these throws. What can you see it? Can you feel it? His confidence?
Absolutely. I think it's something that bleeds into the entire offense. You know, when your quarterback's playing with a confidence level that high, I think everyone in the offense feels it. And I think as an offense, that gives us more confidence as a whole to go out there and know that no matter what they do, if we go out there, do our jobs, we go out there and execute, we're going to score every drive.
And then along the same lines, I think it was like Mo Alley was saying yesterday. He's like, I know I shouldn't say this, but like we feel like we're going to score 40 every time we touch the field. Like this is crazy. I mean, like at some point, do you have to like ask yourself like what is happening? I mean, this is not normal.
I mean, I think the cool part is that, like, I think it's just kind of the standard we hold ourselves to as an offense is that if we do our jobs to the best of our ability, we're more than capable of doing this every game, week in, week out. And I think the cool part is really seeing all that work you've done in the off season, throughout fall camp, throughout the season, kind of come together. And every week the offense looks better and better. I think we're kind of getting that synergy where guys are playing together more. Things are clicking a little better, and it's been a lot of fun to be a part of.
JJ, go ahead.
Hey Tanner, JT's first touchdown of the game, you kind of climbed to the second level. You got the DB, but can you put into words how difficult a block Q had on that play with kind of the shaded nose there?
Yeah, Q's got the backside cut off on that one. It's never an easy job. He's out leveraged to start. Um, So he has to basically get his helmet in front of the guy and cut him out of his gap. That's the D tackle's responsibility is that gap. And he's one on one on that. He's got no help. Um, so he did a great job throwing his hat, hitting his target, getting good to push up the field, good vertical pressure. And what that does is that me and Matt are able to stretch a play side, get some good stretch there. But Q's really able to cut it up or open up that backside hole where JT can just sprint through full speed ahead, and really break that one.
On then on the deep ball to Alec where JT chips Mac and kind of knocks him to the ground. It looked like you, Gonzalez and Braden were kind of just like standing around those two guys who are on the ground. What was your view of that play and how impressive a block was that JT had
It
there?
was awesome. They're kind of stunting, they're stemming guys around. So we're kind of trying to exchange the pressures, exchange guys we're blocking. So I'm kind of swiveling, look head on a swivel. I see my guy come across, and I think JT smokes Khalil, and they run into each other, hit the ground. It makes my job a lot easier. When there's two guys laying on top of each other. So shout out them for that. But no, it's a pretty great feeling. And then they'll look up, and AP's down there somewhere every time they throw it up. So pretty great to see him haul that in, and I had a big one.
James.
Board. I talked about this probably separately. The obsession that Shane has, the obsession that Daniel has. How have you seen those two things marry together? Because I feel like they're kind of like kindred spirit almost.
No, I think that what they do such a good job is making sure that throughout the week they're on the same page on what they want to be looking for on certain calls within the game. What calls are we going to get to versus what looks, and I think Daniel's really wired into that, and Shane does a great job at getting him to that point where, um, come game time, every play, I think Daniel knows what his reads are, who he wants to go to, what we're trying to expose on that play, and just really kind of a mastery level of the offense. And I think it's really a one-two punch with those guys.
And then how often does those like conversations go up until like the last possible second? Because I think Shane's been there a couple times. It's like Saturday night, he might see something and be like, "Hey, let's make sure that we go over this just one more time." So I get what's it been like for you as a center?
I think you see it, especially, I sit behind those two on the plane, and just the whole way there, if I walk past them, Daniel's looking at his notes and Shane's giving him little pointers on things he's going over through his game plan. Like, hey, just on this one, just a heads up, here's what we're looking for. Or, I think we can get to this call versus these looks. And I think this will be a good play in the second half. And just seeing how much thought goes into it, how much preparation those guys do to allow this offense to do the things we've been doing. It's really huge. And I think it just motivates all of us to do our jobs to the best of our ability.
Jake.
Tanner, whenever you ask a running back about themselves, good manners kind of indicate that they deflect to you guys and the coaching and everything, which Jonathan does. He kind of refuses to absorb anything about himself. But for you, kind of putting that back, what's it like for you guys up front, the offensive lineman, arguably the most difficult jobs, to have a guy like that rewarding you each and every rep with, I mean, leading the NFL in rushing right now?
I mean, he's a special player, man, and to have a guy back there like that behind you. I was always told at Wisconsin how good JT was, and I never got the chance to play with him until I got here. And he really is that good. I mean, he can make any game change on any given play. You know that if you do your job as an O-line, as a blocking unit, that if we can get JT to the second level, he can make any run pop, make it, go from a 10-yard gain to a 60-yard touchdown. And that's just the kind of player he is. That's the kind of explosiveness he brings to our offense. And having a guy back there like that, it's a really special feeling, and as an offensive line gives you a lot of confidence knowing that any one play can be the one that really sparks this offense.
Just a couple more, Kent.
Tony Sperano always talks about you five guys playing as one. What's the key to being able to do that at the level it seems you guys are? It seems like you guys really do kind of block as one. Everybody's got their assignment and they carry it out. How do you get five guys together on the same page like that?
I think it's really having a great understanding as a group as a whole of what the game plan is, what we're trying to do on every play. And Tony does a great job of making sure we know, what is the goal of this play? What are we trying to accomplish by doing this? Making sure that we have an understanding of what we're trying to do, not just going out there and doing it. And I think that's really important versus a group. And then I think it's a lot of the stuff we do off the field. I think, every Thursday we're getting O-line dinner as a group. And I think kind of that bond that you form, getting to hang out with all those guys, not only on the field, but off the field as well. Just makes it easier to go out there, trust that what the guy to your right and left's going to do, that they're going to do their job. They're going to do everything they can to help you, to make you look good, and to make our offense succeed.
And last question, Chap.
I'm sorry. Two things. You talked about confidence. Is that like going for fourth down 3 times on a drive? Is that sort of what that is?
I think so. And I think it's one of those things where, looking back at it, I didn't really even notice we went for it 3 times on fourth down. Just one of those things where, when we're going for it, we just feel like we're going to get it. There's no doubt in our mind that, what if we don't get it? There's really not that what if mentality. It's like we're going to go out there, we're going to go out, run the play well, get the first down, and, keep marching down the field. And I think it's really awesome that Shane has that confidence in our offense that, sometimes coaches would lean towards punting in those situations, but he always feels like we're more than capable of doing it. Why not do it?
Also on JT, I mean, it's your job to give him that crease or whatever. You don't really get to see the run as it's happening. I mean, all you see is like a 28 running down the field, right? Do you appreciate it more in video review?
Absolutely. And I think you kind of see all the pieces and all the guys that it takes to make those go. There's a lot of things that I think happen on the first level that allow that to get up. But every time I look up on the field, or when we're on the field and I see the 2-8 sprinting downfield, it's a surreal feeling. It's always great, good as the first time. And just chasing him down, go celebrate after. But he really is a tremendous player.